I'm from a city that nobody trusts. You get money, so even your haters will love you. This for my city, this for my city, this for the town, this for the town, this for the win, this for the win, this for the crown, this for the crown, this for my homies and brothers. They know that I love them. I got them, I'm holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you gun in my city. I promise, I show you around. This for my city, 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 this for my city. This for my homies and brothers. They know that I love them. I got them, I'm holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you gun in my city. I promise, I show you around. This for my city, this for my city, this for the that live in my city. This is for Ricky. Soon as you step in the city, you notice who rep in the city. Stay in my city, never do play with my city, cause that ain't okay in my city. Flying, babies is mothers is crying, pray for my city. Look how we move, standing on business. All of these shoes, you never gon' miss us. Riding in farms with that if I like her, I'm probably gon' this for the city, this for the ones that ain't make it. Screaming out, we made it, feel we the greatest. Show we nothing to play with and give them a reason to hate it. This for my city, this for my city, this for the town, this for the town, this for the win, this for the win, this for the crown, this for the crown. This for my homies and brothers, they know that I love them, I got them, I'm holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you gun in my city. I promise, I show you around. This for my city, 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 this for my city. This for my homies and brothers, they know that I love them, I got them, I'm holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you gun in my city. I promise, I show you around. This for my city, this for my city, you know how we on it, they know how we coming. Visit my city, we thank you for coming. We party at night and go home in the morning. This for my city, this for my city, this for my city. We thank you for coming, we thank you for coming. We thank you for coming.
2K Sports welcomes you to Miami, the home of the Heat. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. This is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines.
From Van.
And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And here are the Heat now, following the miss by Fred VanVleet.
And pretty consistent from range. Wiggins has the natural tools to do a little bit of everything.
Now here's VanVleet. Brooks with it. Picked up by Hero. Here's Şengün. Miami grabs the miss.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Adebayo kicks it out to Hero. Puts it up. Here's Ware. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Brooks. Pass to Green. 5 on the clock. To halt the run. And the layup is good.
Well, once Green gets inside, he has the body control to adjust to the defender there and finish.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
VanVleet with it, and Ware pulls it down. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. I asked him how they plan on bottling up Jalen Green. Now, he said, we have to try and stay in front of him and protect the rim. Jalen is an explosive athlete and an incredibly crafty finisher around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Adebayo. Following the miss by Fred VanVleet. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my gosh.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
Here's Hero. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And at this point, Tyler Hero's used to hearing his name in just about every trade rumor that comes along, Stan. I would assume that's got to be a little disconcerting for a player.
It probably is, Kevin, but give him a lot of credit. It never seems to bother him, at least in terms of affecting his play on the floor. He still puts up big numbers. He plays with great confidence. Tyler Hero's an outstanding offensive player.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Hero, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Thompson. They kick it out to Green. Shoots over Burks. And it's Houston with another.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Here's Wiggins. Following the basket by Jalen Green.
Just playing so strong down low. Adebayo knows you got to be ready for the fight inside.
Now here's Green. Out to Thompson. Houston needs to get a shot off. And here's VanVleet from the arc. His 4th shot, his 4th miss. Still looking for his touch tonight. Hero, no good. Rockets trail by 7. Here's Thompson. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Wiggins outside. Baseline J on the way. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Wiggins has got 7.
And with that mid-range jumper, Wiggins has the lift to shoot over almost anyone. And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. And so it's Miami, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal... And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
Here's Brooks. Stolen by Hero. Moving it up. Stolen by Thompson. VanVleet with the bounce pass. Here's Brooks. And it's blocked. They retain possession. Şengün, no good. The Heat leading by 7. Hero from long range. And the 3 ball is good. Heroes got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Miami. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So, Stan, you can talk about this. We always hear about Heat culture in the Miami franchise from top to bottom. Everybody is all in and focused in one direction, aren't they?
Yeah, Kevin, I think that is the greatest strength the Heat have had as an organization, is they are all on the same page. And I think they've done it in large part because they have great continuity. If you just look up and down their staff, guys have been there forever. And that allows them to have a very consistent culture.
And teams have tried to copy that, and it's been very hard, hasn't it?
Well, it's been hard because the part they leave out is the consistency part. You can't build that kind of culture when you're making changes with your coaching staff and your front office every 2 to 3 years.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple. And I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
Certainly, DA is a two-way threat. Green deciding where to go with it. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Van Vliet. Nails the 16-footer. Van Vliet's got his first points in this one.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Burks with the steal. And Adebayo throws it down.
Don't take your eyes off Bam. When he comes off the floor, he gets up and the slams are just too good to miss. And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Şengün, no good. Well, Heat leading by 8. Right side Hero. Here's Ware. No good on the three. .121 left in the second quarter. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. We've got 1:18 left here in the second. On the wing, Wiggins sinks the triple. And now it's an 11-point Heat lead.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
To the wing right side. Here's Ware. And the shot goes down. Ware's got the lead up to 11 now for Miami.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Burks' shot is good.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Van Vliet can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Heat. They're on a 12-4 run. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Adebayo. And he banks in the layup. And it's 8 points for Bam Adebayo.
Oh, great job moving the rock by Hero. Not a ball stopper. Tyler is a team player.
Now Burks. And stolen by Şengün. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Heat lead by 16. We'll be back shortly live from Miami Arena. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. the best.